A News Channel 11 investigation reveals nearly one-third of planes required to report on-time performance were delayed at the Tri-Cities Regional Airport last year.
And many of us have been there before. A delayed flight can be inconvenient and it can be frustrating. But what causes them to be delayed and who's responsible for all of it? Sydney Cameron is in your corner taking a deeper look at what's causing delayed flights in our area.
Going to the airport is a process. And the last thing anyone wants to deal with is a delayed flight.
We were delayed today for engine problems.
Meaning Cheryl Thompson has to come back tomorrow. She flies into Tri-Cities Regional Airport about 4 times a year, along with 450,000 other people, and says most times her plane is late.
Obviously, it's rather frustrating. I'm supposed to go to work tomorrow. I'm not going to be able to do that.
For the most part, flights coming in and out of the Tri-Cities are on time, but last year's statistics show 28% of them were delayed. The Department of Transportation requires 14 airlines report on-time performance. About 50% of the flights in and out of the Tri-Cities don't have to report, but Delta and ExpressJet Airlines do. Out of the nearly 4,200 reporting flights, DOT records show nearly 1,200 were delayed 15 minutes or more in 2015. More than 400 had wait times of an hour or more. Looking at flight records that were complete, ExpressJet Airlines had the most delays, accounting for about 80% of delayed departures and arrivals. ExpressJet also had the longest delay reported in the Tri-Cities last year. Flight 5344 to Atlanta, Georgia left nearly 6.5 hours after its scheduled time. When you see delays of upwards of 200 minutes, is that normal?
That's not normal.
Christy Halsey is the Marketing and Air Service Development Director at the Tri-Cities Airport.
If a flight gets in late and then they're scheduled for an early flight the next morning, there may not be that appropriate rest time in between, so they may have had to have that extra rest that is required.
DOT actually breaks down what and who is responsible for delays. From a late arriving aircraft to security, extreme weather, or the National Aviation System. Records show Flight 5344 was scheduled to leave the Tri-Cities around 6 a.m., but was 4 hours late because of the air carrier, defined by DOT as circumstances within the airline's control, from maintenance to crew problems. The plane was delayed another 90 minutes because of a late arriving aircraft. In fact, most of the delays last year were because of late aircrafts or the carrier. But Halsey says you have to take these numbers with a grain of salt.
The Department of Transportation report doesn't give the full big pictures of what actually is happening here at Tri-Cities Regional Airport.
Halsey says all of the Allegiant, Piedmont, and PSA flights in and out of the Tri-Cities are excluded from DOT statistics.
Well, the big picture is that we only have, we have 85% on time rate, which is better than average.
Reporting carriers averaged an on-time arrival rate of about 80% last year, and a lot of folks have good experiences flying Tri.
So all in all, how would you rate your experience?
It was great. We came in, on time.
While it's frustrating for others like Cheryl,
I'll still keep coming because I love my family.
it won't stop her from flying Tri again. Sydney Cameron, News Channel 11 in your corner.
The latest Department of Transportation numbers show ExpressJet Airlines had the 3rd lowest on-time arrival rates in February.